time is all we have, and time is not up to us. So instead of being worried about the lack thereof, why not celebrate that? Hello, and welcome back to the Live Young podcast, where we talk about love that begins within so we can share throughout. So if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, you'll notice my candles are lit behind me, my Empress candle to symbolize the feminine, in this idea of creating everything to be observed as ceremony, which leads me right into today's episode about devotion, ritual. When you ritualize your life, everything becomes ritual. Your life becomes a ritual. And there's nuance there because what does that even mean? Why would we need everything to become a ceremony? Well, 37 years old, and I think in the last few years going through some really challenging experiences, particularly that tore my guts open in a way that I don't know if I could ever experience again. They were that challenging. And when I look back, I realized that not only was it all lesson, but time flew by. I moved to Austin 3 years ago and I was on this healing journey. And in it, I was present in it because I had no other option. And similarly, it took me really deep into past, regret, future anxiety out of the moment. And one day I realized not only is now all we have, but what do we do with all of this now? What does that even mean? So it brought me to this idea of devotion. What if we did everything with devotion? When you ritualize your life becomes ritual. How do you do that? Simple. You just slow down. You slow down to hear the music. You slow down to listen to your partner. You slow down to taste the food, to feel your body, to dance. You slow down when you hit your pillow, head on your pillow at the end of the night to sleep. You slow down to realize that the only thing you have in this moment is now. So what if you ritualized your life? If you allowed everything that you did, experienced, tasted, touched, saw, heard, moved, felt, what if all of it was just a mere offering of devotion from the divine, given from God, the universe, spirit, and all you had to do was receive? What if you tried less and became more as a result of not forcing, just feeling? What if you ritualized your life? So let's break this down. What does that look like in terms of my day? Well, I wake up and I sort of snow angel on my bed and I say, thank you so much, bed. Thank you, body, for the sleep. Thank you, God, for the sleep. Thank you, bed, for holding me. Slowing down instead of waking up and being like, oh, I wish I slept. I can't believe I have to get out of bed. Notice that difference, not a slight difference. The way that we enter into our day, the energy that we're carrying, is a choice. What if we chose devotion, devoted to the bed, to the sheets, to the energy, to the universe? When I put my feet on the floor in the morning to stand up, thank you, Mother Earth, for holding me. I have this wonky tree, looks like something out of Dr. Seuss, next to my bed, and I kiss my plant and I say, good morning, beautiful. I speak to all things, most of the time, how I want to be spoken to, as a form of ritual, exchange, devotion to this energetic experience we call life. When I walk into the kitchen, I light a candle, devotion. I like to move slowly, wake up slowly, simply, not jar my vision by bright lights. And to preface this by saying I live alone, don't have children running around or a partner at this point who are sort of distracting me from all of this ritual. But in that, I've created a really safe and nurturing space for myself, knowing that once I allow those things in, I will be triggered. And I'm going to gently remind myself to receive as rich. So light a candle, make breakfast, the food on my plate. Thank you, God, for this food. Thank you, Mother Earth, for this food before I take a bite. It's really easy to just stand over the stove and eat the eggs. And in that, there is this experience of autopilot, of existing, just getting the food in to get to the next thing. And in that experience, I find that we're not actually living, we're just existing. There is no devotion, there is no ritual. It's just a way to pass the time, to eat the food, to keep going. But where the fuck are we going? Beyond that, we all have big dreams and things to do. I find that this rush that we live in, this hamster wheel of one thing into the next thing, into the next thing, it distracts us from being exactly where we are and actually acknowledging what we have in the moment. This breath, breathing as ritual, feeling our body as ritual, feeling how our bodies then digest the food as ritual. From a place of calm, homeostasis, nervous system, right where we are, breathing, moving, eating, relating, listening, hearing, touching, moving, dancing with our bodies, not separate from. To me, that's alignment. That is devotion. That is ritual. That is experiencing the full capacity of all things in real time. So notice, how do you wake up? Jump out of bed? Do you think about the sleep you didn't get? Or do you honor the sleep that you did? Do you shove food down your throat to just get it over with so you can get to the gym, to just get the workout over with? Or do you honor the food that is fueling your body, that is then fueling your workout? All of these things are connected. How we do anything is how we do everything. And this was a lesson that took me 30 plus years to learn, that the magic is not just in the simplicity, but in the slowing down to feel everything, in the listening to what's not being said, in the body language of the person sitting across from you, in your own body language. Are you open or are you closed? When you wake up, are you open to life and its offerings to receive? Or are you in fear, contraction, not trusting? Is your body open when you're eating, swallowing, chewing your food, allowing it to digest? Or is it just stuffing it in to either keep going or stuff down the feelings that you're not willing to feel in the moment? There's no ritual in that. And then when you move your body, going from one thing to the next or working out, is your mind and your body connected with your breath? Are you actually in the workout, the routine, the exercise, or are you thinking about what you have to do later? When there's disintegration with the mind and the body and the heart, that shows up in everything. You don't sweat as deep when you're thinking about your to-do list, when you're on the spin bike. You don't sweat as deep when you're doing a burpee half-assed because you're concerned about the meeting that you have at noon. Like, I don't know about you, but if I'm going to do a burpee, I want my full ass involved. Even doing burpees as ritual, as devotion to the life that I am so lucky to live in, this experience, in this energetic body, and the capacity to do a burpee, to take my breath away. What if we did burpees as ritual, as a choice? Because whether you like it or not, you chose to do the burpee. You chose to go to the gym. You chose to work out. So if you're choosing it, allow yourself to choose it fully. Be devoted to it. See it as a ritual of your body's capacity to move, to breathe, to sweat. And then you'll find the beauty in it. So from morning to breakfast, workout, devotion, movement, work, whatever you're doing, can you be all in? Can you devote yourself fully to the meeting, to the person that you don't really want to talk to, but in that interaction, the opportunity to learn from someone who might trigger you? Can you be so devoted to them in that you're devoted to you? Or on the converse, can you be so devoted to you that it doesn't even matter what's sitting across from you, but you are in integrity with yourself? You don't get distracted in the story about the other person. You instead are there to listen, to receive, to learn, as a form of devotion to your own energy. What if everything you did was an act of devotion to you? And then when there's others involved, showing up in full alignment, to not judge or compare yourself to anybody else, because you are in such devotion to yourself, the opportunity that you've been given to be in this body, be in this life, be in this moment, that your energy in itself is of ritual. And when you step out of that and into autopilot, into existence, you forget for a moment that this life in itself is the gift, this moment, this breath, this heartbeat. Can you, without judgment, come back to devotion? And sometimes, for me at least, something might trigger me and it might be a week and I might be angered by something, or angered more so at myself for how I handled the situation because I wasn't in full integrity, and then bring myself back to love, to devotion. Because these things can spiral. You can have a bad day, something could trick you up, and one day you don't wake up with gratitude, the next day your routine suffers, your habits sort of go by the wayside, and you come into this negative energetic loop where you forget how lucky you are to be alive. And it is up to you to come back to ritual, to come back to devotion, to slow down, to savor, to taste, to touch, to listen, to observe, so nothing's wasted. When I think about an energetic exchange in a relationship, sex, intimacy, as an act of devotion ritual, as opposed to just a means to an end, getting off, getting attention. I don't see it as that simple. Actually, I think it's the holiest act to be taken by someone else into their body, into your body, this exchange of life force, intimacy as an act of devotion. The people you surround yourself with as a choice, your friends, your chosen family, your family. What if you always showed up energetically as if you were there to contribute ritual, devotion? So when something happens that isn't to your liking, you don't lose your footing. You stay exactly where you are in reverence to this body, this moment, the divine, for putting you in this situation to learn, to listen to what is said and not being said by others and by yourself. That is where devotion comes in. When you're devoted to life, when you're devoted to self, everything becomes ritual. When you ritualize your life becomes an act of ceremony, of devotion, of ritual. There is nothing wasted, because while all we have is time, time is all we have, and time is not up to us. So instead of being worried about the lack thereof, why not celebrate that it isn't about having the most, it's about making the most of what you have. This moment, this breath, this life, this taste, this touch, this song, this dance, this sweat, this cry, this release, this sunshine, this moonlight, this kiss. What if everything in your life becomes ritual because you will devote yourself to nothing less? In my experience, that's when life begins. And it's not like the starting line, it's like that commitment again and again, because when we lose that devotion, we shut ourselves off from the divine, from the possibility, potential, opportunity, the gift of not just being alive, but being connected to something so much greater than ourselves. What if everything you did was a ritual through devotion, was from love? Open up to it and it will open up to you. If you are interested in this work, you can find me at liveyoung.co online. You can also find me on Instagram at liveyoung. Please rate, review, share this episode, and maybe send me a note about how you've learned to ritualize your life, where you found more devotion. Sending you so much love. Always remember, everything you need is inside.